Hello everybody and welcome back to the very first edition of the HotCuppaTV podcast right here on the channel, and this is going to be a brand new series that I will be bringing to you guys once probably every week or maybe every 2 weeks depending on how it goes. And in this series we are going to be discussing and chatting about everything related to this channel, HotCuppaTV, and also other things that are on my mind that I just want to talk about, and you guys can kind of get to know me better in these podcasts. So I think it'll be a really epic way to interact with you guys on this channel. So I'll be watching the comments of this podcast very closely. You guys can ask me questions, and the idea of this podcast is to mainly be something that you guys can. It will be slightly longer episodes, something that you guys can listen to whilst you're traveling on the train to work, whilst you're out, whilst you're going for a jog, whilst you're in your room at night, before bed, winding down, and it's something that you can just relax, listen to, and kind of enjoy. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy this. I am full of all of this fiery, passionate energy, and I cannot wait to just release it into this channel that has been building up inside of me. So guys, the good news and the amazing news is that I have got so many good ideas for this channel coming up, and I have just so many things to talk about. So I've got them all down here on a list. These are the things that I would like that I am going to be discussing on these podcasts. Okay, I've got a massive list here. It's going to be a range of things. These are all the things that I've been wanting to discuss for ages, and things that are just relevant to this channel. And that is the podcast itself. The plans for the podcast in the future. We are going to be going over all of these things. Okay, guys. Fallen Kingdom. So that is Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, the movie. YouTube and YouTube comments, YouTube Q&A, Jurassic World Evolution, City Skylines, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, and other games on this channel, including Minecraft, vlogging and vlogs and other kinds of videos for this channel, a room tour, channel plans, and the channel goals, like the main goals and priorities for this channel, the priorities and the schedule, favorite YouTubers, inspirations, and also my recommendations. England, America, international viewers. So basically all the different types, like the amount of international viewers from all around the world that tune into this podcast. The sound quality on my videos, and rant videos. So this podcast is basically going to be kind of one gigantic, long, massive, epic rant. And all of these podcasts are just going to be me ranting. So it's going to be really interesting for you guys to just listen to, all of my thoughts and me kind of talking about stuff that I'm interested in, talking about stuff that I want to talk about at the moment, things that inspire me, things that come up in the day, things that I hear you guys say on the YouTube comments, things that I want to reply to. I can reply to all those kind of things all in one podcast. It's like a bite-sized, podcast for you guys to listen to, like a little chunk at the end of the week. And also the channel's views, and the channel's like success, and also a huge thanks regarding that, and the podcast plan and schedule for the first week and the second week, and reading comments, and being a YouTube partner, and special guests. So basically this list is gigantic, and there's loads more to add to it as well. Now, I'm not going to be getting through all of these in the first podcast. This is just going to be impossible. But I want to talk about a few. So one of the things I wanted to talk about in this podcast is, where should we start? Let's start on the success of this channel, guys, and just how happy I am with this channel. Like, literally, you guys don't have any idea. Like, I've been meaning to make a video about this for ages, but basically I've said it in every one of my videos how thankful I am for all of your guys' support. But I want to read out to you guys, some numbers here, so we can really get our heads, wrap our heads around the success of this channel and really how crazy it is, okay? Because This channel, guys, basically has been doing so good. It has been doing so unbelievably well. Like, I wouldn't have imagined it at all to do 1/10 as well as it's doing right now. And if it did do 1/10 as well, like, I would be very, very happy. Because basically, about 3 months ago, on April the 9th it was. I remember the exact day. It was April the 9th. Someday around that day, around that time, I began making videos again on this channel, and I hadn't really made, that was like the start of making videos on this channel, because the videos I had made before, I hadn't been making any regular, content or videos for this channel. It had just been sporadic videos that I release, once every few months. Actually, I would be releasing a video once every 3 months and stuff like that. So it wasn't really anything consistent on this channel. I hadn't really put any of my energy into it yet, and I hadn't really, tried to make it grow. So the day I consider to have officially started this channel was on April the 9th of 2018, this year. That's about 3 months ago. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, so it is 3 months ago. It's exactly 3 months ago. And basically, I started making, City Skylines videos every day, and I also started Jurassic World Evolution videos. Since then, guys, I started off at that point, by the way, with 40 subscribers. So I had 40 subscribers, and since then, in 2 months, like in 2.5 months, basically in about 2.5 months to 3 months, guys, we have accumulated 4,000 subscribers on this channel. It is absolutely insane. When I had 40, subscribers, I also had, I think, 1,000 views in total on this channel. About 1,000 views, or maybe 2,000 views. We now have, literally, the last time I checked, 1.1 and a half, I think 1.1 and a half million views on this channel, which is absolutely insane. I cannot believe that that's how many views we've had. One of my videos got 250,000, so 250,000 views. One of my videos got. Another one of my videos got over 100,000 views. Another one, and then 3 of my other videos has got over 50,000 views. There's been about 10 to 20 more videos that have roughly about just over 20,000 views, and then loads of videos that have like 10,000 views, 9,000 views. It is absolutely ridiculous, guys, and I have been practically uploading daily ever since. And now we have returned with daily videos because like I needed to just digest it all a little bit, and also I've actually had to do stuff that like matters. Like I need to do extra work and things like that, and I've done all sorts of other things. But that's a different matter for another podcast. So yeah, I absolutely cannot believe it. And the result of all of this, guys, is about 1 week ago, within the last week, I have been officially accepted as a YouTube partner. So I am actually officially a YouTube partner now, and I cannot believe it. Thank you all so much. If it weren't for you guys watching these videos, and all of you viewers who are just supporting me on this channel, subscribe to the channel and watch the videos, and especially how much you interact with them and enjoy them, which gets our videos really high up on ranks, compared to other videos, and it really gets it into the recommended suggestions of all the popular videos on YouTube, because because you guys are commenting so much, because you're coming back all the time, engaging in conversations in the channel. It shows that it's got a very active community on this channel, and shows it's got lots of people interacting with the videos, so that's just been a massive part of the success. And I want to say thank you all so much, because guys, we are now officially a YouTube partner, HotCuppaTV. It is amazing, it is incredible, it is insane. Thank you for that. That is one thing. So that is awesome. And then I also want to discuss something very awesome and juicy and tasty and delicious. Basically, this is a very tasty and delicious topic, and that is Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I've been wanting to talk about this for ages, and that also brings me on to the inspiration for this podcast. Let me talk a little bit about that. So before I talk about Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom and my thoughts about the film and my in-depth thoughts, like some of my in-depth thoughts about that film, I'm just letting you guys know that one of the things that inspired me for this podcast, like this podcast was my idea. I had this idea actually over about a month ago or even more. This is my original idea, just to do a podcast on my channel, because I wanted to talk about the stuff relating to my channel and my own thoughts and just what I love, in the whole of the world. It doesn't even have to be Jurassic evolution based, Jurassic World evolution based, or it doesn't have to be about video games. It could be about anything else. And that's another thing I want to do with this channel. I want to start expanding it just to other things, all things that I'm interested in, with, of course, keeping a massive main focus always on Jurassic World evolution and games. But Fallen Kingdom really is an epic film, and I've been listening recently to a few different podcasts, and they have inspired me. And one of them is the Jurassic Park podcast. So a massive shout out to Brad Jost and all the guys who do that podcast. Literally everyone, all of your the guests on that podcast and everything on that podcast. I love it. Absolutely love listening to those episodes. And in fact, I don't think you have any idea how inspiring and how much of a reach you give on those on those podcasts, because I've been listening to every episode, and your passion for the films and for the whole Jurassic franchise has really rubbed off on me, and it has given me the fire, the flames, the kind of passion inside of me to kind of, really get myself involved in the Jurassic community, and that goes more, being involved in it more than it is just on video games, more than just on video game, more than just on playing Jurassic World Evolution. The amount of friends I've made and people I talk to on Twitter that are in the Jurassic community, literally I have made, guys, so many friends, real life friends from this channel, of people who are interested, in the same thing that I've met all around the world, on the internet. People from America, especially loads of people are from America, loads of my audience, and from all over the place, loads of other places. That is also another subject for another podcast, because I want to discuss the demographics of this channel and just how many countries and just how many from different places people are watching from all around the world. It's absolutely crazy. There's practically viewers watching from every part in the world on my channel. So there's people interested in this game and interested in the content that I do here on this channel from everywhere, all around this earth. I can't believe that. That is a beautiful thing. It's so amazing how I touch so many people and inspire you all, from my videos. But again, going back to the Jurassic Park podcast and how that's inspired me, I love how they break down in-depth analysis about the movies and then give their give their opinion, because and another thing, guys, just while I remember, this podcast, the whole podcast, the format of all these podcasts are going to be completely unedited and uncut, so everything you hear here is one take on all the podcasts, and that's pretty much what I plan to do, because if I'm going to be, these podcasts are going to be slightly longer, and if I'm going to be recording for longer, then I want them to be I want them to be I won't be able to edit all of them, because that would just take too long, and then I wouldn't be able to make these podcasts because it would take up so much time. But yeah, they break it down bit by bit, different parts of the film, and I think it's freaking awesome, because it shows how much they're passionate about what direction the movie's going to take and where it's going to lead the franchise in the future, what happens in all the movies, and also they bring up their memories of the film, their memories of when the first time they saw Jurassic Park and how they became such passionate Jurassic Park fans. And it's incredible that there is actually behind this game, Jurassic World Evolution, there is this huge Jurassic community around the world, and online especially, there's a massive group of people that are just, so strongly passionate about the whole basically dinosaurs, and I think that's freaking awesome, because as a kid I've always loved dinosaurs. Before I even came across Jurassic World, the game, I loved dinosaurs. I used to have dinosaur toys when I was younger. I used to watch the films and think they were amazing. And I loved especially Godzilla. Like, I was a massive Godzilla fan. But looking at it now, like, overall, although I love and always have loved all of the Godzilla, the Godzilla films, that includes the old one and the new remake, I definitely prefer the Jurassic movies over it, because there's just so much more to them, and it just has a more of a spot in my heart, I guess. And regarding the movie, I'm going to give some of my thoughts and opinions, and then I actually have a few guests lined up for this podcast for the coming episodes already. So stay tuned for that, guys. We've got some exciting guests coming on. I'm not going to tell you who they are or what or anything, but I can give a clue that there's going to be a few special guests at certain points on this podcast, and it's going to be awesome, because we're going to talk about everything. They're going to come on, talk about everything related to this channel, and maybe some Jurassic things and Jurassic movies. So Fallen Kingdom, what did I think of it? I went and saw the movie, guys. I freaking loved it. It was awesome. I had a great experience overall. I would have to say there are many things that I love and that I didn't love about the film. Like, for example, overall, like, I'm not 100% like happy with it. I'm not 100% happy with like how it turned out, because okay, the Indoraptor is amazing. It's great they're bringing in new dinosaurs and new hybrid dinosaurs, but I don't know whether it was really awesome, the fact that they all went to this mansion, and like Lockwood Manor, or whatever it was called, and there was just like these rich guys that just wanted to sell the dinosaurs. Like, although that's happened in like other movies, those kind of plots where there's a bad guy and they just want money, they just want to exploit whatever the subject of the movie is for money. I think it was just a little bit like boring, like not boring. It was a little bit like typical, and it was a little bit kind of bland and like predictable, and like, why would that happen? Like, why does it have to be something so plain and boring with the Jurassic Park with dinosaurs? Because it should be something way more like, I don't know, I just thought it was a bit silly, really. I was thinking like what I would really like that brings me onto what I would like to happen. Like, what would I have liked to seen happen? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I do think that they should have come back to land and really explored the story that was told in the Lost World, because of course this film was very similar to the Lost World. The dinosaurs for the first time since that movie came back onto land, and they were brought over by the humans, and they had their chance to escape on mainland, and then break free and run havoc around the world. And I think that is a really good idea. I think that's the idea they definitely should have explored, which they are kind of exploring now, but I don't think they should have done it in the way they did. Like, all of this stuff, as good as the acting was in this film, the film was subjectively great. The special effects and everything was the best parts of the film. Like, the dinosaurs, the way they looked and the way they moved, like, it was freaking incredible. All of the effects, all the action scenes, they were awesome. But like, and the actors, like the little girl Maisie, and Lockwood, and all of the granddad, I forgot what his name was now. But there was just all the actors and stuff. They were kind of good. I don't know about, like, Owen and Claire were good, but their characters weren't developed enough properly, I don't think. Like they could have developed the main characters slightly more, told more of their backstory, told more of their emotions and how they're feeling, and what they kind of wanted, what they would have liked to have seen, happen to the future of these dinosaurs. But that wasn't told enough. And then they sort of like they got taken over and they got into this kind of story in this mansion, which really, like, no one really cares about. Like, there's not really much depth to the story. Like, these new characters were brought in, and we didn't really have much of a relationship with these characters, so it felt like a bit like I couldn't care less, what happened on that mansion. Whereas I don't know, in the Lost World, for example, when they were building that park, it was very related to one of the characters that was on the island in the first place, and he got greedy and wanted to bring them back and build his own park, didn't he, in San Diego? And that had more relevance because you really wanted to see the dinosaurs like break loose and destroy the new park or something like that, on land, and for his plans to go wrong. So, and there wasn't really that type of feeling here on this time. So it wasn't that, I didn't find myself that emotionally invested in this film. With that being said, I definitely loved the dinosaurs. I loved how they, I literally loved the Indoraptor. What an amazing dinosaur. Like the special effects on it, incredible. And the Indoraptor on Jurassic World Evolution as well was freaking insane, guys. As you've seen it, like tearing to shreds all of the other dinosaurs. So that was freaking terrifying, that dinosaur. All of the other dinosaurs as well were absolutely incredible. All of the new dinosaurs on the film, the Carnotaurus, the Allosaurus, and all of the new appearances. Oh God, they were so good. I wish they had more of that. Like even they had the Stygimoloch, didn't they? And they had many more, and that was good. And they claimed before this movie, before they made this movie, they claimed that this movie has the most dinosaurs out of any Jurassic movie so far. This has the most amount of dinosaurs in one movie. And although that was true and good, like somehow it left me severely wanting more. And like I don't feel like it was enough, or the dinosaurs they did show didn't have enough on screen time. Or I feel like one thing I've always wished about all of the Jurassic movies, if it was possible, was just to have more dinosaurs in the scenes in like more of the time, because that's what really brings the Jurassic movies to life, isn't it? Is the dinosaurs and those dinosaur scenes, getting to know the dinosaurs, developing the dinosaurs' personalities. Because like, who's one of the main characters in these films? I mean, like, what is the main characters? It is the dinosaurs. In fact, the dinosaurs are like one of the main characters, even more so than the actual, main human characters of the film. So there's that to be said. But yeah, like I said, the film was good. The fact that they were in a mansion and like the gothic dark side of it, like, so it took like a kind of very gothic and dark kind of turn, like a shadowy horror film almost, and that was, while that was good and like that was a cool style, I just don't know whether it was necessary. Like it's a Jurassic World film, sorry, so it's got dinosaurs in it and stuff like that, but I don't know whether it was necessary for it to be like more horrifying. Like, if you look back at all the Jurassic Park movies, they were already terrifying enough. Like when it has the dinosaur scenes, when the dinosaurs are like ripping a human to shreds or like hunting them down in the woods, or the very first scene of the very first Jurassic Park movie, with Robert Muldoon and the guy, and when he yells "shoot her," and like that, like to me gave me goosebumps. Like when I first watched those scenes, those were the essence. Those were the real like the essential parts of those movies, and I found like that was enough for me. That always made the hairs on the back of my neck stand up and made me kind of not scared, because I'm not scared of dinosaurs, but like scared in the moment. Those were the scary scenes, and I think those were good enough personally. So I thought those were really good, and I don't think that it was necessary to bring in the extra horror, in this film. Although the Indoraptor itself definitely deserved a type of to be portrayed as extra horrible. I do agree on that bit. And another one of the things, when they're breaking it apart in the Jurassic Park podcast, I think you've got Brad Jost talking about it, where I love some of Brad's ideas. Like literally some of his ideas about Jurassic Park resonate with me personally so much. The stuff what he used to say about when he was a kid and his memories of the films, and what really made him passionate about the movies from the start, and then him going off of it for a while and then coming back and creating the podcasts, that really touched me. And that stuck with me a bit, because I mean that's kind of how I feel. That's kind of being similar to my journey as well. I mean, I loved dinosaurs and I loved Jurassic Park movies when I first saw them, which at the time I was a kid. I'm in my 20s now, but I was a kid at the time, and but they stuck with me, and I was a huge dinosaur fan. I loved everything to do with dinosaurs. I would watch other separate dinosaur cartoons, and all of that. I'd have dinosaur toys even. And then as I grew up, I don't know, something happened, but mainly they stopped. There wasn't any new films, was there? We went that 14-year period or 15-year gap with no Jurassic movies until in between, or maybe it was 15 years. I don't know how many years it was exactly, but it was a long amount of time between Jurassic Park 3 and Jurassic World when they finally made the movies again. So, of course, there was nothing to really watch. There was no new Jurassic stuff. Everything else was just kind of a load of crap, really. Like, they had the Godzilla films, but they weren't the same as Jurassic Park. So yeah, of course, for that reason, I lost touch with like the dinosaur kid, the dinosaur child inside of me, and it has been well and truly reignited again with these Jurassic Park. With Jurassic World Evolution, to be honest, and with the latest release of this Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, and of course the original Jurassic World when it was released in 2015, that got me very hyped up again, as well for dinosaurs. But when that film came out, like, it was great. I mean, I love that film. I think it's brilliant. Like, overall, I would watch it again and again. And I rarely watch films twice, guys. That's another matter. But I think that it wasn't, again, it can never really live up to the original first 3 Jurassic Parks. And this Fallen Kingdom was kind of the same. It's never going to really live up to what you really expect. I mean, everyone's got so many different ideas of what it should be. So it's never going to satisfy everyone. So, I mean, I like it for what it is. But yeah, I do think that it wasn't, is a little bit of disappointment in a way, and compared to other films. Now, I do love the concept that the dinosaurs have now broken free, and it truly, the idea of Jurassic World has really become like alive now, really, because like in Jurassic Park, that's what it was. It was Jurassic Park because the dinosaurs were in the park. Now it's Jurassic World, and in the second movie, it's really come to be that the dinosaurs are truly in the world. Like, they are taking over. Well, not yet, but like, that's one of the possibilities, is that they can take over the world. And now there's going to be dinosaurs roaming around on the Earth in different cities around the world, roaming around free. And that's going to be a massively interesting concept to explore, because where is that going to lead? Now, what was it? I loved Brad Joe's ideas. I loved Jennifer Terrick's ideas on Jurassic World. I love how she's so passionate about Claire, by the way. Also, I've been listening to all of the podcasts in depth. I think they're freaking awesome. I've also been listening to other Jurassic Park podcast, Jurassic podcasts. I think there was another Jurassic podcast somewhere. I forgot what the name of it was called. I can't remember. It was like it's another Jurassic YouTube channel. Like, but if it comes back to my mind, I'll mention it in another video or another podcast. But yeah, that was also a good one. But it wasn't the same. Oh yeah, that was it. It's just off the top of my memory. I just can't remember it. Oh, damn it. I might have to look that up. And it is Outpost. That is it. It came back to my memory. It's Jurassic Outpost. Now, they do brilliant podcasts as well. I love listening to them. But my personal favourite is Jurassic Park podcast, because they're just so passionate about it. And they really go into depth with the details, which is really awesome. I love that. I also love Tom's idea and some of the other guests on the Jurassic Park podcast. But what I love about Tom is one of his ideas. And this was the idea that has literally sat with me and touched me the most. And I would love to explore this idea a little bit more. But I'm going to need, as you can see, guys, we've been going on for a long time now. I'm going to need, more podcasts to really talk about this. So I am going to do one podcast soon, or kind of an episode soon or upcoming about this film, where I just do a whole podcast about the film, because I reckon I can do a whole podcast just talking about the details of this film, because the film is so epic. But he is talking about where he thinks it's going to go and what they're going to do with it, and what his ideas are for the future, for Jurassic World 3. What are they going to do in Jurassic World 3 now these dinosaurs have escaped? And I think he said, and one of his ideas was the fact that obviously some of these dinosaurs got bought and purchased by these rich people, these rich owners, and they bought the dinosaurs for millions, didn't they? 26 million and all that, and then they would ship them away abroad. And I think there was a scene at the end of the film where there was these lorries driving, and they clearly had dinosaurs in it, so they were traveling across the world, taking them back to wherever they go, or to whoever bought them, to that place. So therefore they'll be in different areas of the world, and therefore we all know what's going to happen. They're not going to know how to contain a dinosaur. Some rich snob in some foreign country is not going to know how to contain these dinosaurs. So he's going to have to they're going to blatantly break free and chomp the rich owners to death, and then they're going to start exploring, and they're going to then be free in the world. So they are going to be free. And one of the ideas that Tom had was that basically he was saying Basically, that is his idea. What am I talking about? That's the fact that everything I just said was his idea. So, and he said that before I even watched the film, and that's what ended up happening pretty much in the film. So, yeah, it's a bit too late now, but yeah, this podcast contains I guess a spoiler. So I just told you what kind of happens. But yeah, and essentially, I just think that's really interesting. I can't wait to see where it goes. I want to see the next, the third one now, and I want to see that when it begins. It's like LA or Manhattan, right? And then there's a scene, and there's just literally a dinosaur running loose, or a pack of dinosaurs, taking over the city, or the city has been abandoned, perhaps, and dinosaurs have truly become a force to be reckoned with and completely out of control, and even the army and all of the weapons that we have can't contain them because they've bred so much, and the dinosaurs are now all in the wild everywhere. That would truly be that would be a realistic scenario, because we know that the dinosaurs can breed without needing another one, like on the first Jurassic Park movies, where they found raptor eggs natural in the wild, where they'd managed to breed just on their own, and because all the dinosaurs were supposed to be female, but they still managed it. So life will always find a way, as Dr. Ian Malcolm famously says, and it's so true. That is the premise of the movie, and that is again what's happening in movie number 2. Life has found a way, and in fact in movie number 3, cannot wait to see what happens. So yeah, that idea about what's going to happen in movie number 3, I might explore later in later podcasts, and I might have some special guests on to talk about things like that, and I also might have some guests for just other things on this podcast. And also, if you fancy being a guest on this podcast, I don't know if you're a YouTuber listening or anything like that, just let me know, and yeah, I'd be happy to have more guests. So, yeah, because I want to make this podcast, like I said, guys, about once every 2 weeks. I think that's a good time to have it. It might be once every, I'm just going to say once every 2 weeks. But the first few podcasts, I might do one in just once every week, because I want to get a few podcasts out already, and I have this massive list of things to get through. So that's that talked about. So we talked about the film. Sound quality, yes, I want to talk about that quickly because that's on the list. I just wanted to say, guys, I don't know whether some of you definitely will have noticed and some of you definitely wouldn't have, but I've increased the sound quality on all of my videos, probably for the last 10 to 20 videos, and they sound dramatically better. They literally sound the audio sounds so clear and crisp. And I have a Blue Yeti microphone, so it's one of the best for YouTube, but it's not the most expensive one, but it's just it's one of the highest standards for YouTube. It's pretty much one of the best, one of the best mics, except from all of the expensive Rode mics and stuff like that. So I would have expected the audio to be good already, but I increased the audio in post editing, so all of the audio sounds balanced, and all of the noise reduction is gone, and my voice sounds very clear and crisp, and it's not too loud and stuff like that. Whereas in previous videos it was overpoweringly loud and then overpoweringly quiet at times. Whereas now it should be a nice balance of steady sound the whole way through the video. So I want more feedback about that or anything. If you guys notice that and appreciate that, let me know in the feedback below. Anyway, I'm really happy with that, and that's another point I just wanted to talk about. Sound quality. And then what else have I got here? Okay, so there's lots of things on here that we need to discuss in future podcasts. Let's see. And we also have sound quality. Vlog videos. Yeah, I'll talk about that. So you might have seen there's a couple of videos up on my channel now, and I want to be doing more vlog videos. Basically, I had this idea that in between record. Now this is not going to stop. All the videos that I'm already doing are literally going to be the exact same amount. You're going to get gaming videos daily, Jurassic World Evolution, every day, and other games every day and stuff like that, most probably. But that's all going to carry on still. But I can, on top of that, do more videos if I can do the vlog videos, because I record those vlogs on my phone, but my phone happens to have like an amazing camera because it's the Google Pixel 2, guys, which is, like, by the way, if you don't know, like the best camera on any smartphone at the moment, really, except from probably this year's flagships that have come out, like the Galaxy S9 and stuff like that. I know the latest Galaxies and stuff like that. But overall, it's just such an epic camera to have on a mobile phone. So they have to be less than like about 5 minutes or 6 minutes, but I can just do little vlog videos every now and again. And I was thinking those videos can be like just me talking about stuff that, anything I want to talk about, to be honest. Like sometimes I just want to make a video about stuff that has nothing to do with video games and then like talk about it and then just get your guys' like opinion, like what do you guys think about this random like story from Twitter or something like that, and you guys would love it. Like some of the stuff that I'm interested in, you guys will love, and so I'm gonna do more videos like that and just see put some of those on the channel because that will allow me to upload them wherever I am at any time. So I'm often at work, guys, or I'm often at university. I'm often out playing football, and I'm often out with my friends. This is what I do like most of the time, majority of the time. Like, and when I'm not recording, I'm always busy. Like I'm so freaking busy. But if I can upload those types of videos, that means that when I'm out and I'm busy and I'm doing other things, and like when I'm at work or when I'm just traveling on the bus or things like that, I can make, I can still make and upload videos and just upload them to you guys and let you know what's going on, like what I'm up to, what I'm thinking about right now, what game I plan to play that evening, whether I'm planning to record that evening or what's coming out, just to let you guys know, really. And we'll see how that goes. And that's just another thing I wanted to mention to you guys. Now, because I don't have a proper vlogging camera, but I want to get one eventually. I really want to get one of those. So a massive thank you once again for everything. I'm just looking on my list here of things I had to talk about. Other games on the channel. Okay, that's an interesting one. We'll probably leave that for the next podcast, because you guys will see soon enough what other games will be on the channel. Because as you know, guys, we don't just play Jurassic World Evolution on this channel. We actually play other games. It's just that lately we have been doing tons of Jurassic World Evolution because, let's face it, I'm loving that game at the moment and it is freaking amazing. So I just want to be playing that as much as I can, really. So yeah, okay, so all things still to discuss in future podcasts. We've discussed Fallen Kingdom. YouTube comments, that's the thing I want to talk about in future podcasts. YouTube Q&A. Jurassic World Evolution, we want to talk about that more in detail in other podcasts. City Skylines, Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, Minecraft, so those games. We've discussed vlogging, room tour, the channel plans, the main channel goals and priorities, and the channel schedule. We will also be discussing in a future podcast. My favourite YouTubers and my inspirations, that we'll be discussing in another podcast, and I cannot wait. I think I'll also discuss some of that on live streams. And live streaming, that is another topic. I plan to actually begin live streaming next week, okay? That is when I plan to begin it, so I'm just going to be honest with you. And I really I've got it all, like I've been setting it up, and I've got it all practically set up. It's just it's taken a lot of time to get it set up, but I've got everything ready now. And I didn't have a webcam, but I now even have a webcam, so potentially use that in the live stream. So it's freaking epic. It's going to be the most epic live stream ever, guys, when we do finally do it. So and I do plan to do it next week. So yes, stick around for that and stay tuned. That will definitely be happening, guys. Live streaming from HotCuppaTV, Jurassic World Evolution live streams. And then what else? International viewers and what countries people are from. Sharing with you guys in depth some of my analytics of my channel. I will talk to you guys about that soon. And what else? Rant videos. We've discussed that. Podcast plan and schedule. We've discussed the podcast plan and schedule, really. But that will become apparent as the next few podcasts are released. Oh, and reading out comments. I want to do either a video or a podcast soon, guys, about reading out your guys' comments, literally answering specifically 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever, 10 comments. whatever that stick out to me and that I really want to answer back, about my channels, personally answer them back on a video. I think that'll be fun, and that'll be epic. And and at the bottom of the list here, it just says thanks. So a massive thanks to you guys, a huge thanks to you all once again. Thank you for everything. And if you've listened to the very end of this podcast, to 40 minutes in, we've been doing it for 40 minutes now, I think. Wow. So that's roughly how long I would want these podcasts to probably be. Either that or a bit less, really. Let me know in the comments below. Type the word Indoraptor. Just type it in capital letters, or just type it in just one word, Indoraptor. Or write a comment, whatever your comment is, and then include in the comment separately just the word Indoraptor. So I know whether you've listened to this all the way through and to the end. That'll be really interesting to me to see who's done that. So thank you all so much. This has been amazing. I've loved recording this. This is freaking incredible. It just gives me a chance to kind of, get to know you guys a little bit better, share with you guys some of my thoughts. I know some of you have been asking for that and for more stuff about me on this channel. So you guys are getting what you want. And I have massive hopes and plans for this channel, guys. I just want to say thank you all so much. I know I've missed out some things, but I will discuss them in future videos, or I'll do an update video soon on one of the vlogs. But thank you all so much for listening, and be sure to tune in to the next HotCuppaTV podcast. I'll probably be giving out some details about how I made this podcast and what music was used and all of that as well soon, and I'll probably talk about some of that in one of our live streams. But thank you all so much for listening and tuning in, and we will see you guys in the next podcast.